Welcome to the program that brings you the latest updates on the activities of the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ that have been held around the world. I'm Sister Nicole Makatangay, and this is the good news. On our headlines, local congregation of Dimbaza, Ecclesiastical District of Southern Africa, successfully holds inaugural worship service. Prospective church members in the Ecclesiastical District of Australia East received the Holy Baptism. Evangelical missions in the Ecclesiastical District of Calgary further the church's work of propagating the pure gospel. And married members in the Ecclesiastical District of British Columbia take part in Buklod Night. The details of your good news follow shortly.
Mga mahal naming taga-subaybay at maging ang mga kababayan naming nasa deaf community, sa pagsapit po ng ika-10 anibersaryo ng CSD or Christian Society for the Deaf,
inaanyayahan po namin kayo na panoorin at subaybayan ang Reconnect, an Evangelical mission.
Energy blowing.
All the perseverance from the start has been for nothing.
Maraming iba't ibang bagay sa mundo ang pinaniniwalaan ng tao na mahalaga. Ito po ang pinag-uukulan niya ng lalong malaking panahon at puhunan sa kanyang buhay. Hindi po siya nanghihinayang kung ano man at gaano man ang kanyang magiging puhunan sapagkat umaasa po siya na ang kapalit noon ay ang lalong malaking pakinabang. Sa kabilang dako, kung inaakala naman po ng tao na ang isang bagay ay walang kabuluhan at wala siyang mapapakinabang, ay hindi po niya ito pinag-uukulan ng pansin. Mga kaibigan, sa bagong episode ng programang ito ay alamin po natin kung ano ang inaakala ng marami na walang kabuluhan at walang pakinabang, subalit sa katotohanan po ay siyang lalong mahalaga. Samahan po ninyo kami dito sa programang Ang Iglesia ni Cristo.
Our first story takes us to the Ecclesiastical District of Southern Africa, where the inaugural worship service of the local congregation of Dimbaza was successfully held. The blessed event was officiated by Brother Reuel Alvarez, Assistant District Supervising Minister. The members who attended were so thankful to the Almighty God for giving them their own place of worship. We go to the Ecclesiastical District of Australia East, where church membership grows anew after successful baptisms. Sister Hani Sanchez with the report.
A momentous event within the Ecclesiastical District of Australia East, as candidates for baptism received their holy baptism conducted in various locations in the district. The sacred baptisms were held at the houses of worship in Carlingford and Brisbane Chapel. Other local congregations connected through video conferencing in Townsville and Vanuatu. Under the guidance of District Supervising Minister Brother Seth Gutierrez and Assistant Supervising District Minister Brother Orlando Macayan, baptismal candidates were told to embrace the life of holiness and affirm their commitments as devoted members of the Church of Christ. As the Church of Christ continues to spread in this part of the world, brethren are all the more dedicated and steadfast in finding potential prospects to join the Church of Christ.
As what we know as branches, it is indeed our duty that we should bear fruit, and we can do that by simply inviting people to listen to the commandments of God.
Here in Australia East, the brethren do not cease in the works of propagation and are edified as they bear witness to the ongoing fulfillment of God's work and promises. From Sydney, Australia, I am Sister Hani Zarina Sanchez for the Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
Meanwhile, attendees of Evangelical missions in the Ecclesiastical District of Calgary received true Christian teachings. Sister Tricia Bartolome tells us more.
Brethren of the District of Calgary, Canada gathered at two venues to share their gladness as members of the Church of Christ through an evangelical mission. Choir members and TSV officers led the inviting of guests to the study of the words of God. The invited guests were reminded about the darkness of this world, but enlightened by the true knowledge which are the words of God. As taught in the Bible-based lesson, the brethren continue to share the knowledge of salvation they will receive with their guests and loved ones. In these propagational activities, members of the Church of Christ share their faith, gladness, and salvation to the rest of the world. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I'm Sister Tricia Bartolome for the Galatiani Cristo News Network.
When the good news returns. From Canada to Asia and Europe, we'll look into more activities of the Christian family organizations of the Church of Christ in various districts. More stories coming your way. Please stay tuned.
Dear friends, not a few observers notice and are baffled by the high regard and respect that members of the Iglesia ni Cristo or Church of Christ accord to their spiritual leaders, foremost of whom is the executive minister of the church, who currently is Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
So, our dear friends, why do members of the Church of Christ accord great respect and love to the church administration, especially our executive minister? That is what we are going to discuss in the next episode of the Iglesia ni Cristo and the Bible.
Have you ever experienced being in need? How about being an object of ridicule because you are not accepted in your community and feel alone?
How did you feel when you realized that there is a group or society that understands and cares for you?
We invite you to watch the latest episode of CSD
here on INC TV.
Mga kaibigan, sa special episode na ito ng programa ng Iglesia ni Cristo, Reconnect an Evangelical Mission for the Deaf, ay tatalakayin namin ang katotohanang nakasulat sa Biblia kung paano maisasagawa ng lahat ng mga tao. Kabilang na po ang mga kababayan po nating nasa deaf community. Ang tamang pagkilala at pagsamba sa nag-iisang tunay na Diyos.
Inaanyayahan po namin kayo. Samahan kami sa araw po ng Martes, October 24. Tayo po ay magkita-kita.
Thank you for staying with us here on The Good News. For our next story, youth members in Riverbend, Calgary bonded together by holding a nature walk. Sister Tricia Bartolome has the details.
The Kadiwa members in the local congregation of Riverbend, District of Calgary, Canada, took a break from the rush of everyday life to appreciate the scenery Alberta has to offer through a nature walk in Ptarmigan-Cirque, Kananaskis. The views were indeed breathtaking as the brethren lost their breath hiking up the mountain. However, it was all worth it because they enjoyed each other's company. Activities like these bring the brethren together, strengthening their bond even more. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I'm Sister Tricia Bartolome for the Galatiani Cristo News Network.
In Bangkok, Thailand, Christian families meet for the Family Fun Bowling. Sister Rochelle Pornella gives us the story.
Family bonding gives happiness and makes every member closer to each other. That's why brethren from the local of Bangkok, Ecclesiastical District of Thailand, once again showed their eagerness in participating in the CFO Family Fun Bowling. They took the opportunity to show their activeness and to become more physically active in activities like this. In the present time where various diseases are widely spreading throughout the continents of the world, Getting fit and healthy is of utmost importance. According to health practitioners, playing bowling will improve strength, reduce risk of mobility-related illness, and also promote longevity and health. It was indeed a fun and fruitful activity as members in the local congregation of Bangke vowed to continue to participate in all activities inside the church. From Thailand, I am Sister Rochelle Parnala for the Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
In the Ecclesiastical District of British Columbia, married INC couples in Victoria headed to the Esquimalt Gorge Park and Pavilion for the Buklod Night. Sister Rhonda Salvani files this report.
To further strengthen the bond of marriage and love between couples in the local congregation of Victoria, British Columbia, a successful Buklod Night event was held at the Esquimalt Gorge Park and Pavilion. Through the spearheading of the Christian family organizations and the local leadership, the beautifully adorned venue was filled to capacity with familiar faces. But this time, the energy was different, as this served as the first formal Buklod activity since the COVID pandemic hit. Attended by well-dressed and excited members of the Buklod organization, the occasion was made more special by the presence of Brother Raniel Sereno, current Assistant District Minister of the District of British Columbia. He delivered a very timely message from the church administration, encouraging further unity and love, not only as a family unit, but most importantly to the calling inside the Church of Christ. Truly, the night was a success through the grace by the Almighty God. From Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, this is Sister Rhonda Salvani for the Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
The members of the Kadiwa organization in the Ecclesiastical District of Mediterranean had so much fun as they joined together for the Laro ng Lahi or traditional Filipino games. This activity brought happiness and reminded them of their childhood memories as they participated in the different games. Strengthening the bond of the Kadiwa brethren was also achieved through this activity. You just saw some of the activities of the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ around the world. To stay updated, you can watch Ibalita ang Pagliligtas at 12 noon and Iglesia ni Cristo News Live at 6 p.m. on weekdays. Be sure to catch the next edition of this program where there's always more of the good news. I'm Sister Nicole Makatangay. Stay safe and thank you for watching.